Here are the highlights of this week's news on Japan Today. I'm Nathan. Hope you're staying warm, because Tokyo was hit by snowfall this week for the first time in 2 years, disrupting public transportation and prompting Japan's weather agency to issue a heavy snow warning for Tokyo's 23 wards. It wasn't a lot, about 2 to 5 centimeters, but the icy roads and slippery sidewalks caused falls and injuries, with 139 people taken to hospitals by ambulance as of Tuesday afternoon, according to the Tokyo Fire Department. All Nippon Airways and Japan Airlines canceled about 100 flights, mostly leaving or arriving at Tokyo's Haneda Airport on Monday afternoon, affecting 11,000 people. JR East even suspended some limited express train services. Major expressways running through Tokyo and its vicinity, including the Tomei and Metropolitan Expressways, were partially shut down too. Climbers ascending Mount Fuji from the most commonly used trail in Yamanashi Prefecture will be charged 2,000 yen from this summer to ease congestion at the landmark mountain and to fund safety measures. The move comes amid growing concerns over unsafe climbing practices such as bullet climbing, I don't know what that is, or trying to reach the summit of Japan's tallest peak for sunrise in one go without sleeping overnight on the mountain. That sounds like a terrible idea. But happy trails! Japan Airlines is flying high. From last April up to last December, their profits increased more than 5-fold from the previous year, all the way up to 85.87 billion yen. And it's all thanks to the post-COVID surge in travel demand. But the collision at Haneda on January 2nd is set to dent their annual revenue by about 2 billion because of all of the flight cancellations. But robust air travel demand is expected to offset the negative impact, according to the company. Speaking of JAL, Mitsuko Totori's appointment as Japan Airlines' next president makes her something of a rarity in Japan, a female head of a well-known company. While Japanese firms have rapidly lifted the number of female board members in recent years, most are outside directors. Under pressure from the Japanese government, the Tokyo Stock Exchange, and foreign investors, firms have been scrambling to improve diversity though, including bringing in women on their boards and appointing external directors who are often lawyers, academics, and accountants. One of our readers on Japan Today, however, is dubious about Totori becoming JAL president though, writing, "She's there as a figurehead, nothing more. The Oyajis will still call the shots." And now it's time for the weird and wonderful news brought to you by GaijinPot Jobs. That's how I got this job. Do you love your job? Because if you don't, you can find a new job on GaijinPot Jobs. Weird and wonderful, weird, weird and wonderful, weird and wonderful, wonderful and weird. When 26-year-old Ukraine-born model Karolina Shino, who is a naturalized Japanese citizen, won the 2024 Miss Japan Beauty pageant on January 22nd, it caused a controversy over what constitutes Japanese identity and led to polarized views on social media over whether her background made her an appropriate winner. Well, Karolina's reign didn't last long. She has given up her title after weekly magazine Shukan Bunshun detailed her relationship with a married influencer who is also a doctor. Talk about a resume. Karolina moved to Japan when she was 5 years old after her mother remarried a Japanese man. When she was named Miss Japan, she said in fluent Japanese, "I live as a Japanese person. But there have been racial barriers and many instances where I wasn't accepted." According to the contest rules, eligible applicants must hold Japanese citizenship, be unmarried, and be between 17 and 26 years old as of the end of their application year, which disqualifies me. I'll leave you to figure out why. But there's nothing about having a married boyfriend. A major news story in Japan recently has been the deathbed confession of Satoshi Kirishima, who was involved in the bombing of Mitsubishi Heavy Industry headquarters in 1974, which killed 8 people. Kirishima has evaded arrest for half a century and lived a relatively normal life under an assumed identity until just 3 days before his death due to stomach cancer. Kirishima's wanted poster, which had an unusually gentle smile compared to the grim scowls of most other suspects, had been posted everywhere in Japan for decades. After his arrest, people started looking at the poster again, and suddenly their eyes were drawn to Shigeyuki Kin, whose picture was directly to the left of Kirishima's. And sure enough, just as the media blitz surrounding Kirishima was going on, the police received an anonymous tip leading to the residence of Keen in Sendai City. The 55-year-old organized crime member was wanted for an attempted murder over a shooting incident in Nagano Prefecture in 2020. Keen was promptly arrested in a building where he lived that is owned by a company affiliated with his organized crime group, suggesting that he was well hidden and unlikely to have been found without the sudden recognition. It's certainly a testament to the power of showing wanted posters on television. Next time you walk past a wanted poster, have another look at those faces. One of them might just be your neighbor or a person you work with. Superstar singer Taylor Swift is in Tokyo this week for 4 concerts. And let me tell you, she will certainly need to be swift on Saturday. The word is she intends to leave Tokyo's Haneda Airport at midnight after her final concert at the Tokyo Dome and fly by private jet to Las Vegas, where she will cheer on her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, whose NFL team, the Kansas City Chiefs, will be playing the San Francisco 49ers in the Super Bowl on Sunday. Time and cost, of course, should be no trouble. Taylor's biggest problem will probably be where to park her private jet, since I assume the billionaires have already reserved all the parking slots at Las Vegas Airport. The problems some people have. Former Prime Minister Taro Aso, who is 83 years old, has retracted his sexist remarks about Foreign Minister Yoko Kamikawa, who he referred to as an obasan, which loosely translates as old lady. And he also said he didn't think she was very beautiful. Bit uncalled for. Aso has a history of making these kinds of insensitive remarks. Critics are saying that Aso's comments really highlight how Japan is lagging behind other developed nations in terms of gender equality. Comments by a Japanese author who revealed she used generative artificial intelligence to help write the novel for which she won Japan's most prestigious book award have stirred up the country's literary industry. The novel, by 33-year-old Rie Kudan, titled Sympathy Tower Tokyo in English, is set in the Japanese capital in the not-so-distant future, when generative AI has become ubiquitous. So like now. Kudan said at a press conference that around 5% of the book's text was taken directly from AI. Generative AI is capable of generating text, images, and other content, and is being used in many industries. And in case you are wondering, I'm real. Not an AI-generated character. And that's all the news you get this week. Want more? No. Why? Because that's all ChatGPT told me. Check back next time for more AI-generated content. That was a joke. This was written by a human.